Performing a 1 mile submaximal jogging test. So for this test you will need a client, a track, or a hard flat surface that will measure 400 meters, a stopwatch, pen and paper, and you need to make sure that you record your client's weight before you perform the test. For men and women ages 18 through 29, you want to instruct your clients to maintain a moderate jogging pace. So moderate steady state exertion is what you're trying to achieve. This test is intended for men and women ages 18 through 29. So what you would want to tell your client is for men to maintain a pace that's no less than 8 minutes and women no less than 9 minutes. So you'll have your client get ready, then you'll count them down to start. 3, 2, 1, go. Time. Good. So immediately after, you want to get your client's heart rate. So you can either do it using the radial artery or the carotid artery. So for this one, I'm going to use the radial artery. I'm going to use 2 fingers, my pointer finger and my middle finger. Be sure you don't use your thumb. And I'm going to count 15 seconds. Okay, so after 15 seconds, you'll get however many beats you got during that 15 seconds and multiply it by 4 to get your total heart rate in beats per minute. The reason for the submaximal test is to prevent cardiovascular and orthopedic injury. The next test that we'll be performing is the 1 mile walking test. So you'll have your client walk at a pretty fast walking pace for that mile. So you'll get their age and their weight. For their age, the client should be between 20 to 69 years old. Charts for this test are intended for women around the weight of 125 and men around the weight of 170. So if you have any client that deviates too much away from that weight, then their cardiorespiratory fitness level will be overestimated. So your client should have been warmed up for at least 5 to 10 minutes before. Have you warmed up? Yes. Okay, so she's ready. So I'll count her down. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. And time. Good. So again, you'll take your client's post-exercise heart rate, and I'll use the radial method and measure 15 seconds and then multiply it by 4. The information that I obtained from my client was their age, sex, weight in kilograms, and their heart rate for both the 1 mile steady state jog test and the 1 mile walk test. The formula for the 1 mile steady state jog test for VO2 max is 100.5 minus 0.1636 times the body weight in kilograms minus 1.438 multiplied by time in minutes minus 0.1928 multiplied by the heart rate in beats per minute plus 8.344 multiplied by the gender. My client's information is as followed. Her body weight was 55.45 kilograms. The time that it took her to complete the test was 9.25 minutes. Her heart rate was 168 beats per minute. And gender, for gender male, you would put in 0, and since she was a female, I would input a 1. Because the time is in minutes, you would get the total time, which is 9 minutes and 15 seconds. So I added 9 minutes. I divided the 15 seconds by 60 to get 0.25, which gave me a total of 9.25 minutes. This is what the equation looks like once I plugged in all of her information. I ended up getting a VO2 max of 54.08. The equation for the 1 mile walk test is as follows. VO2 max equals 132.853 minus 0.0769 times the body weight in pounds this time instead of kilograms minus 0.3877 multiplied by the age in years plus 6.315 multiplied by the gender minus 3.2649 multiplied by the time in minutes minus 0.1565 by the heart rate. The information for this equation is as follows. Her body weight is 122 pounds. She is 22 years of age. The time it took her to complete the test was 12.5 minutes. Her heart rate at the end of the test was 128 beats per minute, and because she is a female, for gender we would input a 1. After putting all of my client's information into the equation, I got a VO2 max for the 1 mile walk test of 60.41. Through the data, you're able to classify if your client is poor, average, good, etc. Using the equations that I used with my client's information, I was able to classify my client as good. VO2, or oxygen consumption, is a measure of the volume of oxygen that is used by your body to convert the energy from the food you eat into the energy molecules called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, that your body uses at the cellular level. VO2 max, or maximal oxygen uptake, is simply the maximum possible VO2 that a given person can achieve. VO2 and VO2 max are important in the context of exercise because they are a measure of your body's ability to generate ATP. ATP is the energy source that allows your muscles to continue working while you're exercising. Therefore, by definition, a VO2 max measurement is ultimately a measure of your cardiorespiratory fitness level.